The 1% mindset. Have you ever wondered why only a few people reach the top? Why only a few become champions, billionaires, top performers, or world changers? It's not because they are lucky. It's not because they were born into rich families. It's not even because they are the smartest. It's because they think differently. They live by different rules. These people live with the 1% mindset. And if you want to change your life, if you want to succeed, you must learn to think like them. In this video, you will learn 9 powerful rules of the 1% mindset. These rules are not complicated, but they require commitment, focus, and a decision to never settle for average. Watch until the end, because the last rule will change the way you look at your life forever. Let's begin. Rule 1. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Most people avoid pain. They avoid stress. They avoid anything that feels hard, scary, or uncertain. They choose what is easy and familiar. They choose comfort. But comfort is the enemy of growth. The people who become great, the top 1%, do the opposite. They face discomfort. They walk into fear. They run toward the challenge, not away from it. They know a powerful truth. Growth never happens inside your comfort zone. If you always do what is easy, your life will be hard. But if you do what is hard, your life will become easy. That is the secret. That is the path of the 1%. Think about waking up early. It's not comfortable. Your bed feels warm. Your body feels tired. But when you wake up early, you gain extra time. Time to think. Time to plan. Time to move ahead of others who are still sleeping. It is uncomfortable, but it gives you power. Think about studying when you're tired. Your mind wants rest. Your body wants to relax. But when you study anyway, even for 20 minutes, you are training your brain. You are building mental strength. You are doing what most people will not do. That's how you grow stronger. Saying no to distractions is also uncomfortable. Everyone else is watching movies, scrolling on their phones, going out with friends. And you? You are staying focused. You are building your future. That choice is not easy, but it builds discipline, and discipline leads to success. Let me tell you a real example. Michael was a student from Texas. He was smart and hardworking, but he had a big fear: public speaking. Every time he had to speak in front of people, he felt sick. His hands would shake. His heart would race. He avoided speaking in class. He even skipped job interviews because he was afraid. But one day, Michael decided to change. He realized that this fear was controlling his life. So, he took a step, a small step. He joined a local public speaking group. It was terrifying at first. He stuttered. He forgot his words. He failed again and again. But he kept going. He showed up every week. Slowly, his voice grew stronger. His hands stopped shaking. He began to speak with confidence. After 6 months, Michael was giving speeches in front of large groups. He even helped other students improve their speaking skills. He turned his biggest weakness into a strength. How? By stepping into discomfort, by doing what scared him. That is the 1% mindset in action. This rule applies to everything in life. Want to build a strong body? You must push through pain in the gym. Want to become rich? You must take risks and face rejection. Want to master English? You must speak, write, and read even when you feel nervous or unsure. Every new skill, every big goal, every great achievement requires discomfort. The 1% mindset is about choosing growth over comfort, again and again. It means doing what others avoid. It means being okay with being nervous, tired, or afraid. It means saying, "This is hard, but I will do it anyway. That is the mindset that leads to greatness. Remember, comfort feels good in the short term, but it steals your long-term dreams. Discomfort feels hard now, but it builds a better future. So start today. Choose the hard path. Take the cold shower. Speak in front of others. Ask that difficult question. Learn that new skill. Wake up 1 hour earlier. Say no to comfort and yes to growth. Every time you choose discomfort, you grow. You become stronger. You become better. And over time, your life begins to transform. The top 1% don't succeed by accident. They succeed because they do what most people are not willing to do. They get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you want to change your life, this is where you begin. This is the first step. And it is one of the most powerful. You don't need to be fearless. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be willing. Willing to grow. Willing to fail. Willing to feel uncomfortable. Because that's where your power lives. Rule 2. Focus on the long game. In today's world, everyone wants everything fast. Fast food, fast internet, fast success. People want to lose weight in 1 week, become rich in 1 month, and learn a new language in 1 day. But the truth is, real success never comes fast. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes consistent effort over a long period. That is why the 1% mindset is different. These people do not chase fast results. They play the long game. When you think about the most successful people in the world, athletes, business owners, artists, leaders, they all have one thing in common. They worked for years before they became great. They didn't give up just because they didn't see results in a few weeks. They kept going, day after day, month after month, year after year. That's what made them different. Let me give you a powerful example. The story of the Chinese bamboo tree. When you plant a bamboo tree, nothing happens for the first year. You water it. You give it sunlight. You take care of the soil. But there is no sign of growth. Not even a small leaf. Then comes the second year. Still nothing. You keep watering it. You stay patient. The third year comes. Nothing again. No sign of progress. Most people would give up by now. They would think the tree is dead. But those who understand the power of time keep going. They continue to water it through the 4th year. Still, there's no sign. Then comes the 5th year. Still nothing. But in the 6th year, something amazing happens. In just 6 weeks, the bamboo tree grows 80 feet tall. That's right. It grows faster than anyone can believe. But here's the truth. It didn't grow in 6 weeks. It grew in 6 years. All those years when nothing was visible, it was growing underground, building strong roots. Without those strong roots, it would never survive such rapid growth. This is exactly how success works. You don't see the results at first. You may feel like nothing is happening, but your efforts are not wasted. You are building roots. You are building strength. And if you stay patient, one day everything will rise, faster than you ever expected. Many people quit too early. They work hard for 1 month, and then they stop. They say, "This doesn't work." But the 1% keep going. They know that good things take time. Great things take even longer. Let's say you are learning English. In the beginning, you may struggle. You may forget new words. You may feel shy to speak. You may not understand fast conversations. But if you study every day, even for just 30 minutes, you will improve. Maybe not in 1 week. Maybe not in 1 month. But after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, you will speak with confidence. You will look back and say, I'm so glad I didn't quit. The same is true for building a business. At first, no one may support you. You may make no money. You may feel like a failure. But every day you are learning. Every mistake is teaching you something. Every small win is building your confidence. Then one day, boom, things start to work. You get your first big client. Your income grows. People start to notice. But it all started with the long game mindset. The 1% understand this rule deeply. You must fall in love with the process, not just the outcome. If you only chase the reward, you will get tired. But if you enjoy the journey, if you find meaning in the daily work, you will last long enough to see success. So ask yourself, am I chasing fast results? Or am I committed to the long game? If you are serious about changing your life, then slow down. Be patient. Keep showing up, even when nothing seems to happen, because that is when the magic is building beneath the surface. The truth is, the 1% don't just work harder. They work longer. They stick with it. They play the long game while the rest give up too soon. So whether you're building your career, improving your health, learning a new skill, or growing your mindset, remember this. You're not planting for today. You're planting for tomorrow. Water your dream every day. Be patient. Keep going. Because when it finally grows, it will grow bigger and faster than you ever imagined. That's the power of the long game. And that's the mindset of the 1%. Rule 3. Own everything. No excuses. Most people are quick to blame. When things go wrong, they say, "It's not my fault." When they fail, they say, "I had no time," or "Someone else ruined it," or "The system is unfair." This is the average mindset. It looks for excuses instead of solutions. But the people with the 1% mindset think differently. They say something powerful. I own everything in my life. This doesn't mean they are perfect. This doesn't mean they never face problems. But it means they take full responsibility. No excuses, no blaming, no waiting for someone else to fix their life. They understand one simple truth. If you want power, you must take responsibility. Let's break this down. When you blame others, you give away your power. You become a victim. You wait for the world to change. You sit and complain, and nothing gets better. But when you say, "I am responsible," everything changes. You stop waiting. You start acting. You become the driver of your own life. Ask yourself this. What happens when something goes wrong in your life? Do you look for someone to blame? Or do you stop and say, "What could I have done better?" That one question can make you powerful, because that question leads to growth. Let me tell you a story about Sarah, a young mother who had a dream. She wanted to go back to school and get her degree. But life was not easy. She had 2 small children. Her husband worked long hours. She had to cook, clean, take care of the home, and still find time to study. Many people in her situation would have said, "It's impossible," and it would be easy to agree with them. But Sarah didn't make excuses. She took ownership of her dream. She looked at her day and asked, "Where can I find time?" She started waking up at 5 a.m. to study while her kids were sleeping. She cut down on watching TV. She used her weekends to review her notes. She asked for help when she needed it. And slowly, but surely, she made progress. 2 years later, she graduated. She didn't just earn a degree. She earned confidence, discipline, and self-respect. Why? Because she stopped blaming her situation and started owning her life. This is what the 1% mindset looks like. It's not about having a perfect life. It's about how you respond when life gets hard. Most people say, I can't because the 1% say, I will find a way. Think about your own life. Are there things you want to change? Do you want to become fluent in English? Do you want to build a better career? Do you want to improve your health or start a business? Now ask yourself, what's stopping you? If your answer is something outside of your control, like your parents, your boss, your country, or your past, then you are giving your power away. Yes, those things may make it harder. Yes, you may face real challenges. But at the end of the day, you are still responsible for your next step. And that is good news, because it means you are not stuck. It means you can change your direction anytime. It means you are in control. Of course, you won't control everything in life. Bad things will happen. People will hurt you. Plans will fail. That's life. But what you can control is your response. And that is what winners focus on. Let's take a simple example. Imagine two people lose their job. One person blames their boss. They feel angry. They complain. They do nothing. The second person says, okay, this is hard, but what can I learn? What can I do next? That person updates their resume, learns a new skill, and finds a better job. Same problem, different mindset, very different result. This is the power of owning everything. It doesn't mean you are guilty for every problem, but it means you are responsible for how you move forward. So stop saying, I can't. Start asking, how can I? Stop saying, it's not my fault. Start saying, it's my responsibility. Stop saying, I had no time. Start saying, I didn't make it a priority. These small changes in language will create big changes in your life. Remember, excuses feel good in the moment, but they steal your future. Ownership feels hard at first, but it gives you freedom, power, and growth. If you want to live with the 1% mindset, then this is your rule. Own everything. No excuses, no blame, just action. Because when you take full responsibility, you unlock your full potential. Rule 4. Master your morning. Your morning is the beginning of your day, and how you begin your day shapes how the rest of your day will go. If you start with energy, focus, and clarity, then your entire day moves in the right direction. But if you begin your day feeling rushed, distracted, and lazy, your day will often stay that way. That's why the top 1%, the most successful, disciplined, and focused people, always master their morning. Most people hit the snooze button. They wake up late. They check their phone first thing in the morning. They scroll through social media, respond to messages, and fill their brain with other people's opinions. Before they even step out of bed, their mind is already stressed and scattered. And then they wonder why the rest of their day feels out of control. But the 1% mindset is different. These people don't start their day by reacting to the world. They start by creating their world. While others are still sleeping, the 1% are already up. They are reading. They are exercising. They are planning. They are working on themselves. Their mornings are sacred time. It's quiet. It's peaceful. It's their moment to get ahead. Think about this. Mornings are often the only time when you are not being pulled in many directions. There are no meetings, no phone calls, no noise from the outside world. That is why mornings are the best time to build strong habits. You don't need to do 100 things, but you need to do a few things that matter. Start simple. Wake up 30 minutes earlier than usual. Don't touch your phone right away. Instead, sit in silence for 5 minutes. Breathe deeply. calm your mind. If you want, meditate or pray. This clears your thoughts and gives you a peaceful start. Then, take out a notebook and write down your top 3 goals for the day. These goals don't have to be huge. Just focus on what will move you forward. Next, read 1 page of a good book, something that inspires you, something that feeds your mind. Even 1 page a day becomes 365 pages in a year. That's a full book. Then, move your body. You don't need to go to the gym. You can stretch, do push-ups, or take a short walk. This wakes up your body and gives you energy. These small morning habits can completely transform your life. They help you start with intention, not distraction. And when you start with power, your day flows with confidence. Let's look at an example. Jessica is a young woman who used to wake up late every day. She would rush to work, forget to eat breakfast, and feel stressed all the time. One day, she decided to change. She began waking up at 5:30 a.m. She used the first hour of her day to meditate, write in her journal, read 5 pages of a book, and go for a walk. After 1 month, she felt more peaceful, more organized, and more focused. She said it was like gaining a superpower. Her whole life changed because her mornings changed. The secret is not in doing everything perfectly. The secret is in creating a consistent morning rhythm that prepares you to win. Even if your morning routine is just 20 minutes long, it's better than nothing. The power is not in the size of the action. It's in the consistency of the habit. You must also protect your mornings. That means going to bed earlier. That means not staying up all night watching TV or wasting time online. If you want to wake up early, you must respect your sleep. 1% understand this. They treat sleep like fuel, because the morning starts the night before. Another important point is this. When you own your morning, you begin the day with self-leadership. You are not reacting to other people. You are leading yourself. That builds discipline, that builds mental toughness, and that builds confidence. Don't let the world control your day. Take control from the beginning. Make your morning your own. Even 15 to 30 minutes of focus each morning can completely change the direction of your life. You will feel more alive, more in control, and more powerful. So start tomorrow. Wake up early. Create your morning routine. Start small and build slowly. But whatever you do, start. Because when you master your morning, you master your mind. And when you master your mind, you master your life. Rule 5. Say no. Often, if you want to grow, you must learn one simple but powerful word. No. Most people are afraid to say it. They want to please others. They don't want to disappoint friends or miss out on fun. So they say yes to everything. Yes to every invitation. Yes to every distraction. Yes to every request for their time. But the truth is, you cannot grow if you say yes to everything. The 1% mindset is not just about working hard. It's about focusing hard. And focus requires saying no. A lot. No to distractions. No to time wasters. No to people who drain your energy. No to things that look fun now but steal your future later. Think about this. Every time you say yes to one thing, you're saying no to something else. If you say yes to watching TV for 2 hours, you say no to studying. If you say yes to staying up late for a party, you say no to waking up early to work on your goals. If you say yes to chatting for hours online, you say no to reading, building skills, or resting your mind. Time is limited. Energy is limited. Focus is limited. You cannot do everything. So you must choose what matters most. That's why successful people protect their time like gold. They know that every no today creates space for a bigger yes tomorrow. Let's look at a real example. Jacob was a young man who had a dream of becoming a software developer. But he had a problem. He loved video games. He would play for hours every evening. It was fun, but it didn't move him closer to his goal. One day, Jacob made a hard decision. He deleted his games. He stopped watching random videos. He started saying no to friends who only wanted to waste time. Every night, he used that time to study coding. At first, it was hard. He felt bored. He missed his old habits. But over time, something changed. He began to enjoy coding. He built small projects. He joined online communities. He kept improving. After 1 year of focus, Jacob landed a remote job as a junior developer. His life changed. His confidence grew. And it all started with one thing. He learned to say no. Saying no is not easy at first. You might feel guilty. You might feel left out. People might not understand your choices. But you are not living for their approval. You are living for your future. This doesn't mean you say no to everything forever. Life is about balance. It's okay to relax. It's okay to enjoy. But when you are building something, when you are working on a dream, you need seasons of deep focus. And in those seasons, you must protect your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. Every great athlete, artist, or entrepreneur has gone through this phase. They said no to parties. They said no to distractions. They said no to wasting time. And their future thanked them for it. It's also important to remember, saying no is not rude. It is a form of self-respect. It is a way of saying, my time matters, my energy matters, my goals matter. When you say no to things that don't serve you, you say yes to things that build you. And here's something powerful. The more you say no to the wrong things, the clearer your mind becomes. You start to feel more in control. You start to think better. You stop feeling overwhelmed. You feel light, clear, and powerful. So how can you start saying no? Start small. Look at your daily habits. Are there apps, shows, or people that steal your time and give you nothing in return? Cut them out, even just for 1 week. Try it. Use that time for reading, writing, learning, exercising, or planning your future. Next, learn to say no politely but firmly. You don't need to explain too much. A simple, I have other priorities right now is enough. Over time, people will respect your boundaries. And even if they don't, it's okay. Because you are not living their life. You are building yours. Remember this, saying no is not rejection, it's redirection. It's not about being cold, it's about being focused. It's not about being selfish, it's about being smart. Be brave enough to protect your time. Say no to the things that don't help you grow. Say no to the people who don't support your goals. Say no to the old version of you, the one who wasted time and made excuses. Because every no today brings you closer to your greatest yes tomorrow. That's how the 1% live. And if you want to join them, start with this rule. Say no. Often. Rule 6. Learn every day. There is one habit that separates the average from the excellent, the good from the great, and the 99% from the 1%. That habit is learning every single day. The 1% mindset is not just about working hard or waking up early. It's also about feeding your mind. These people don't let a day go by without learning something new. They read books, they listen to podcasts, they watch educational videos, they take courses, and they seek out people who are smarter than them. Why? Because they know a powerful truth. Your mind is your most powerful tool. Think of your brain like a muscle. If you don't use it, it becomes weak. But if you challenge it every day, it becomes strong. The 1% understand that success is not just about physical effort. It's about mental growth. They train their mind like a professional athlete trains their body. You don't need to go to a fancy university. You don't need to pay thousands of dollars. In today's world, learning is everywhere. YouTube has free lessons on every topic you can imagine. Podcasts let you listen to experts while you walk or travel. Libraries are full of knowledge, and they don't charge you anything. There are free and low-cost online courses from top teachers around the world. All you need is the desire to learn. But here's the challenge. Most people don't use these tools. Instead, they scroll on social media for hours. They watch entertainment, not education. They waste their free time and then complain that nothing in their life is improving. But the 1% mindset does something different. These people ask themselves every day, what did I learn today? If the answer is nothing, they don't waste another minute. They start learning immediately. Let's look at a small example. Imagine you are trying to improve your English. If you learn just one new word every day, that's 365 new words in 1 year. If you learn one new phrase, you improve your communication. If you read one paragraph, you improve your understanding. Learning doesn't have to take hours. Even 10 minutes a day can lead to big changes over time. Here's a real-life story to inspire you. Daniel was a delivery driver. He had a dream of working in tech, but he didn't go to college. Instead of feeling sorry for himself, he made a decision. He would learn every day. During his lunch breaks, he watched short tutorials on programming. During long drives, he listened to podcasts about technology. At night, he practiced writing simple code. He did this for 1 full year. And guess what? He built a small project and showed it to a startup. They hired him. Today, Daniel works as a junior developer. He changed his life, not by luck, but by learning. You might be thinking, but I don't have time. Here's the truth. You don't need more time. You need better use of your time. Instead of 30 minutes of scrolling on your phone, spend 15 minutes learning something new. Instead of listening to gossip, listen to a podcast or an audiobook. Turn waiting time into learning time. Even your phone can become your classroom if you choose the right content. The 1% never stop learning. Even after they become successful, they keep growing. They know the world is always changing. If you stop learning, you fall behind. But if you keep learning, you stay ahead. Also, don't just learn for your job. Learn to become a better thinker. Learn to solve problems. Learn to speak better, write better, think better. Learn about health, relationships, money, business, communication. Because every area of life gets better when you learn more. And remember, learning is not about being the smartest person in the room. It's about being willing to grow, be humble, ask questions, listen more than you speak, be curious, try new things, make mistakes. That's how real learning happens. So today, ask yourself again, what did I learn today? Did you grow your mind, or did you let the day pass without progress? If the answer is nothing, don't feel bad. Just begin now. Read 1 page. Watch 1 lesson. Learn 1 word. Small steps lead to big changes. Because at the end of the day, your life rises or falls based on how much you're willing to grow. And the people who grow every day, they become the 1%. Rule 7. Build discipline, not motivation. Motivation is exciting. It feels good. It gives you energy. It makes you feel like you can do anything. But there's one big problem. Motivation doesn't last. One day you feel inspired. The next day you feel tired, bored, or lazy. That's why you can't depend on motivation to reach your goals. If you only act when you feel motivated, you won't go very far. The 1% mindset understands this deeply. These people don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They rely on something stronger than motivation. They rely on discipline. Discipline is what keeps you going when motivation disappears. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, no matter how you feel. You're tired? You still train. You're busy? You still study. You're frustrated? You still show up and do the work. That's what separates the top 1% from everyone else. Let's look at a real example. Imagine a man named Tom. He wanted to lose weight and get healthy. At the beginning, he was full of excitement. He bought workout clothes. He made a schedule. He watched fitness videos online. For the first 2 weeks, he followed everything perfectly. He ate healthy. He exercised every day. He was motivated. But then something happened. The excitement started to fade. He had a long day at work and didn't feel like going to the gym. It started raining, and he didn't want to run outside. He felt sore, tired, and bored. This is where most people give up. They say, "I'll take a break today." Then that break becomes a week, then a month, then the goal is forgotten. But Tom was different. He knew motivation wouldn't last forever. So he made a promise to himself. I will show up even when I don't feel like it. That's discipline. He kept going to the gym even on days he didn't want to. He stuck to his meal plan even when he craved junk food. He didn't wait to feel good. He took action first. After 6 months, Tom was stronger, leaner, and more confident than ever. His secret? Discipline, not motivation. Here's the truth. Discipline is hard at the beginning, but it gives you freedom later. Motivation is fun at the beginning, but it leaves you stuck if you depend on it. Discipline creates habits, and habits shape your future. Think of discipline like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. At first, it feels heavy. You have to push yourself, but after a while, it becomes easier. Waking up early becomes natural. Studying becomes part of your routine. Exercising feels like a normal part of the day. It becomes who you are. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to be consistent. Show up every day. Even if you can't do much, do something. If you're too tired to study for an hour, study for 15 minutes. If you can't run 5 kilometers, walk for 1. The key is to keep the habit alive. Small actions done every day lead to big results over time. Many people wait for the perfect moment to begin. They wait to feel inspired. They wait for the weekend or the new month or the new year. But the 1% don't wait. They start now. They don't let their feelings control their actions. They take action first, and the feelings catch up later. Also, understand this. You will have bad days. You will feel weak. You will fail sometimes. That's okay. Discipline doesn't mean you never fall. It means you get back up. It means you don't quit. You don't let one bad day become a bad week. One simple way to build discipline is to make a daily promise to yourself. Something small, something clear. For example, I will read for 15 minutes. Or, I will not skip my morning routine. Keep that promise every day. Over time, you will build trust in yourself. You'll know that you can count on you. That's how winners are made. not through perfect days, but through disciplined days. So the next time you don't feel like doing something important, don't ask, "Do I feel motivated?" Instead, ask, "What would a disciplined person do?" Then do that, because discipline is the bridge between your dreams and your reality. And that's why the 1% mindset is not built on motivation. It's built on discipline. Rule 8. Surround yourself with winners. There's a simple truth that many people forget. You become like the people you spend the most time with. If your friends are lazy, negative, and unmotivated, you will slowly become like them, even if you don't want to. But if you surround yourself with strong, focused, and ambitious people, you will naturally rise to their level. That's why the 1% mindset pays close attention to one very important thing: their environment. The people around you have more influence on your life than you think. They influence how you think, how you speak, how you act, and even how you see the world. If everyone around you is complaining all the time, you'll start to complain too. If everyone is wasting time, you'll waste time too. But if your circle is filled with people who are learning, building, improving, and pushing forward, you'll feel inspired to do the same. Think of your environment like soil. You are the seed. If the soil is rich, the seed will grow strong and healthy. But if the soil is dry, toxic, or full of weeds, the seed may never grow. Your environment either supports your growth or stops it. That's why you must choose your circle with care. Many people stay in the wrong circle because they don't want to feel lonely. They think, "It's better to have some company even if it's not good." But that is a mistake. Sometimes the best thing you can do for your future is to walk away from people who are holding you back. It may feel lonely at first, but that space gives you a chance to build something better. It's okay to feel alone for a while. Use that time to grow. Read good books, watch powerful videos, listen to mentors, study, train, reflect. Build yourself in silence. Because when the right people see your discipline and progress, they will find you. You will attract better friendships by becoming better yourself. Remember, you don't have to wait to find good people in real life. Today, you can surround yourself with winners online. There are mentors on YouTube, teachers on podcasts, and successful people sharing their stories on social media. Their words can become your new environment. Their energy can become your motivation. Let their lessons guide your steps. Fill your mind with voices that lift you up. Let's take an example. A young man named Leo was stuck in a bad group of friends. They always played video games, skipped class, and made fun of people who worked hard. Leo didn't like that life, but he stayed because he was afraid to be alone. One day he heard a quote, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That line hit him hard. Leo made a brave decision. He slowly stopped spending time with his old group. He started watching videos from successful people. He joined online communities where people shared goals and supported each other. At first, it was hard. He missed the fun. But after a few months, he noticed something. He was thinking bigger. He had more energy. He was building his own future. Today, Leo runs a small online business. His life changed when he changed his circle. You may not be able to change your environment overnight, but you can begin now. Ask yourself, who do I spend most of my time with? Do they help me grow? Or do they hold me back? If the answer is negative, it's time to make some changes. Also, be honest about who you are in other people's lives. Are you lifting others up? Or are you bringing them down? Be the kind of person others want to grow with. Support their dreams. Celebrate their wins. Push each other to be better. Your environment is more than just people. It also includes the things you watch, the music you listen to, the accounts you follow, and the conversations you allow into your mind. Make sure your environment is feeding your future, not destroying it. Surrounding yourself with winners doesn't mean everyone has to be rich or famous. It means being around people who are trying, growing, learning, and moving forward. People who believe in effort. People who believe in themselves and in you. Because when your circle is strong, you become stronger. Change your environment, and you change your future. That's the 1% mindset. Rule 9. Never let failure define you. This is the final rule, and it is one of the most powerful rules of the 1% mindset. Never let failure define you. Everyone wants success. Everyone dreams of winning. But the path to success is not straight. It is not smooth. It is full of setbacks, rejection, mistakes, and moments of pain. That's normal. That's part of the journey. The difference between those who stay average and those who become the 1% is simple. The 1% do not let failure stop them. Failure is not the end. It is the beginning. It is where the real growth starts. Every successful person you admire has failed. Every champion has lost. Every millionaire has made poor decisions. Every leader has fallen. But they didn't quit. They didn't stay down. They learned. They adjusted. They got back up and tried again. Let's take the story of Ethan, a young entrepreneur with big dreams. When he was 22, he started his first business. He was excited, full of ideas, and ready to change the world. But within 6 months, the business failed. He lost money. He felt embarrassed, but he didn't give up. He started again. This time he planned more. He worked harder, but again, he failed. And then a third time, he failed again. Most people would have stopped there. Most people would have said, "Maybe I'm not good enough." But Ethan had the 1% mindset. He told himself, "Failure is not who I am. It's just part of the process." So, he kept going. On his 4th try, he finally built a business that worked. Today, that business helps thousands of people, and Ethan is respected in his industry. What made the difference? It wasn't talent. It wasn't luck. It was his decision to keep going. You see, failure is only permanent if you quit. But if you keep moving, failure becomes a lesson, not a label. It teaches you what doesn't work. It shows you your weak points. It builds your patience and strength. That's why the 1% don't fear failure. They use it as fuel. Think of failure like the gym. When you lift weights, your muscles break down a little. That breaking is painful, but necessary, because when your body repairs the muscle, it grows back stronger. That's what failure does to your mind and spirit. It breaks you down, but it also builds you up. If you keep showing up, you will grow. Most people fear failure because they think it defines them. They say things like, "I failed, so I must be a failure." But that's not true. You are not your mistakes. You are your response to your mistakes. The past doesn't define you. Your next step does. And if that next step is forward, then you are already winning. There's also another truth. Failure teaches you more than success ever will. Success feels good, but it often hides your weaknesses. Failure shows you exactly where to grow. It makes you humble. It makes you hungry. It makes you real. That's why many of the world's most successful people failed many times before they won big. J.K. Rowling, the author of Harry Potter, was rejected by 12 publishers. Walt Disney was told he lacked imagination. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. The list goes on. These people didn't have perfect lives, but they had the courage to keep going. And so do you. Yes, you will fail. Yes, you will fall. But falling is not failing if you get back up. What matters is not how many times you fall, but how many times you rise. Every time you choose to rise, you build mental strength. You build character. You build the 1% mindset. So when life knocks you down, remember this. You always have a choice. You can stay down. Or you can stand up and say, "This is not how my story ends." Your next decision is more powerful than your past mistake. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to fall. Be afraid of never growing. Be afraid of giving up, because that's the only real failure. So keep learning, keep moving, keep building. Let every failure teach you, but never let it define you. Because the people who rise after failure are the people who rise to the top. That's what makes them the 1%. Final thoughts. Build the 1% mindset. Now you know the 9 powerful rules of the 1% mindset. These are not just ideas or good advice. They are the building blocks of success. They are habits. They are actions you must take every day. Let's quickly review these rules once more because repetition builds strength. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. Growth happens outside your comfort zone. When you face challenges instead of running away, you grow stronger every day. Focus on the long game. Success is not a quick race. It is a marathon. It requires patience, persistence, and faith in the process. Own everything. No excuses. Take full responsibility for your life. Stop blaming others or your situation. Your power grows when you own your choices. Master your morning. How you start your day determines how you live your day. Win your mornings and you win your life. Say no. Often. Protect your time and energy by saying no to distractions and people who pull you down. Focus is your secret weapon. Learn every day. Your mind is your greatest tool. Feed it with knowledge, wisdom, and ideas that help you grow. Build discipline, not motivation. Motivation fades, but discipline carries you through the hard days. Show up even when you don't feel like it. Surround yourself with winners. The people around you shape your mindset and your future. Choose your circle carefully. Never let failure define you. Failure is part of the journey. Learn from it. Grow from it. Rise stronger every time. These rules are simple, but they are not always easy. They require effort, courage, and consistency. You don't have to be perfect to follow them. Nobody is perfect. The difference is in the decision to start, to begin, to take one small step forward today. You might be thinking, "But I don't have time," or "I'm not ready," or "What if I fail?" Those thoughts are normal. Everyone has doubts. The 1% mindset doesn't ignore those feelings. It moves forward anyway, because they know that waiting for the perfect moment means waiting forever. Start where you are. Use what you have. Begin with the resources you already own. Maybe you wake up 10 minutes earlier than usual. Maybe you read one page of a book today. Maybe you say no to one distraction. These small actions add up. Over weeks and months, they transform your life. Your future self is already waiting for you. The person you want to become, the confident, strong, successful person, is closer than you think. but they won't appear unless you do the work now. Every choice you make today shapes that future. Imagine this moment as the starting line of a new race, the race to build your best life. You might feel nervous or unsure. That's okay. Every champion started with the same feelings. The difference is that they took action. They moved forward. They didn't let fear stop them. And one day someone will notice your growth. They will ask you, how did you do it? How did you reach your goals? How did you become so disciplined and successful? And you will smile quietly because you know the answer. You will say, I built the 1% mindset. This mindset is your greatest advantage. It is the difference between dreaming and doing, between wishing and achieving, between ordinary and extraordinary. So keep going. Be patient with yourself. Be kind but firm. Remind yourself daily why you started. Celebrate small wins. Learn from setbacks, and always believe that your best days are ahead. You are closer than you think. The 1% mindset is not just for a few lucky people. It is for anyone who chooses to work for it. That includes you. Now is the time. Start today. Build your 1% mindset, and watch how your life begins to change in ways you never imagined. Because when you commit to growth, the world opens its doors to you. Your journey to the top starts now. Keep moving forward. You've got this.